What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? It turned out to be a deadly punch. 27-year-old Corey Pujols, a black man, warned 77-year-old Vonell Cook, a white man, multiple times to not call him the N-word. Vonell, believing that this was a regular old day and he was dealing with a regular old N-word, pushed the issue. And that is when Corey unloaded a punch that Mike Tyson would have envied. Cracked his jaw. Vonell fell back in slow motion. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Hit the back of his head, and he died. How many times do we have to hear about stories like this, fam, before people get it? That word, when used by a white person, especially when it's aimed at a black person, is perhaps the most disrespectful word in the English lexicon. In fact, it's probably the most disrespectful word, period. But when used by a white person, family, that's just what it is. It's a double standard. Just like there's certain words that white people can say and amongst each other, it would be viewed as a violation if somebody else said it. And on and on and on with other races. But anyway, fam, getting back to how we got here. Vonell goes through the drive-thru and he berates the employees at Dunkin' in Tampa, Florida. This is back in May of last year. He's mad because he feels he's getting poor service. So he gets out of his car and goes inside. And he continues to go off on the employees. Very, very, very aggressively. Now, after he got dropped, there was an investigation done. And the state's own attorney actually said that this guy, Vonell Cook, was a known troublesome and aggressive human being. He had a reputation for kicking up dust. He lived to be 77 years old with that type of attitude. On his behalf, that's a blessing, but imagine how much havoc he wreaked on the rest of the public. Think about that, fam. 77 years with that type of attitude. Imagine how many times he's called other black people that word and gotten away with it. This is why people always say, yeah, one of these days, you're going to meet the right one. One of these days, it don't matter how often you get away. One of these days, you're going to run into the right one. And it ain't going to turn out like you want it to. Now, initially, Corey was charged with manslaughter. And he pleaded down to a felony assault. He received 2 years of house arrest, and he has to complete 200 hours of community service. We know in America, fam, that something like that very seldom happens for a black man, especially a black man accused of killing a white man. So typically something like this wouldn't even be news. But I had to bring it to you, fam, because it don't happen often, where a black man is actually treated fairly. And I won't even say this is really fairly, because Dude was the aggressor. The state's attorney actually admitted that he was the aggressor. So he actually started the whole fight. He started the whole incident. He came at, in fact, the state's attorney said the reason why they did that deal was because this guy, Von L, was so aggressive, and that he was not only aggressive toward Corey, but he was aggressive toward the other employees, and that the use of that word played heavily on their decision also. So all you racists out there that's like using that word, throwing that word around, just know you can get your noodles knocked and not get a pass for saying that word. So, and I'm going to tell you something too, though. Now, for all you guys out there who might decide that you're going to take off on somebody, just understand this. This dude had an army of supporters behind him. They had to file a petition just to get him a bail. They had to go at the governor and get the governor on board to get his guy bail. You know, so he had overwhelming support because he really was the victim. This guy was not a victim. The guy who got killed was not the victim. He may have been victimized, but he was not the victim. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, yeah, how you gotta be victimized and not be a victim? Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about, you know. So this guy was the aggressor. I just don't believe you get to start shit and then complain when you get your noodles knocked. I don't believe in that. And you don't also get to start stuff with folks and determine what level of aggression that they should take against you to defend themselves. Nah, I'm not with that. So Corey is at home. Von L is somewhere out there, wherever people like him go. He is no more. I bet he won't do that again. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Damn.